Hey guys, today we're looking back at some of your favourite Today I Effed Up stories from this year. Let's be honest, everyone's guilty of putting their foot in their mouth at some point, but I think OP wins the award for worst timing ever. Today I effed up by trying to redeem a BJ coupon during an argument, posted by JetSet459. My top dresser drawer is a catch-all for uncharacterised miscellany that I've accumulated over the years. It's filled with the random things that seem like a good idea to keep, but I have no use for whatsoever in my day-to-day life. Like that track mellow I won in high school, or a guitar string replacement tool, or that naughty coupon booklet my wife bought me when we were still dating. You know, stuff like that. I was looking for something in there the other day, and I came across the booklet. It was untouched, all coupons intact. When she gave it to me, I thought it was a cute gesture, but we were already doing all those things anyway. So I tucked it away and forgot about it. Fast forward 15 years and we're now married with children. The novelty that was lost to me in the past suddenly came into sharp focus. Mental bookmark. This can come in handy, especially these days when the spice needs all the help it can get. So one day she comes home from work. I was upstairs and I could just feel the negative energy rush into the house. The sound of her bad day could be heard in her footsteps. Her heels were aggressively clacking against the floor. I could tell from the combo sigh growl coming from downstairs that I was about to get the business for something I didn't even know I did. So I head downstairs and we say hi and ask about each other's day. Hers sucked. Mine was great, which automatically made things worse. As predicted, she starts to unload big time. It's brutal, and I'm just listening quietly, certain there's nothing I can do or say to make it better. She notices that I'm not engaging and asks what my deal is. I pull out the coupon booklet that had slipped into my pocket during a hasty moment of questionable quick thinking and flip it to the BJ coupon. I ceremoniously fold it along the perforations and tear it out, handing it to her purposefully. Her, confused and a little caught off guard. What's this? Me, pointing to the coupon. See, good for one BJ anytime. Her, livid. Are you effing kidding me? Me, still purposeful. No, it says anytime. Her, shocked, her face turning crimson. Me, doubling down and drawing her attention to the fine print, which reads, "Drop your pants and I'll get on my knees and suck your D with a lick and a squeeze." She goes nuclear. Nuclear! She snatches the booklet and tears it to smithereens. I've never seen her so mad in my life. Achievement unlocked. There is a 100% chance this may or may not end in divorce. A few things. This really happened. I absolutely, positively knew there was no way in hell I was getting a BJ. My attempt at levity backfired, hence the Today I Effed Up. Update. Wife and I are back in the positive. Our relationship is far from perfect, but we love each other. Our situation gets less Hindenburgy as the years go on, but we're in it for the long haul. Down in the comments, Cal Reed says, "Putting out fire with gasoline. Quick thinking, my guy." Hey, he shot his shot. Could have gone either way, right? Today I effed up by having a crush on my professor, posted by ZPlanet. This was several years ago now, but it still makes me cringe every now and again. When I was a freshman at university, I had a huge crush on one of my lecturers, who was, honestly, just a regular looking middle-aged man. I was so obsessed with him that I often stalked him online, including on LinkedIn, where I made a profile just so I could stalk him. It was creepy. Years later, when I joined the workforce and actually started using LinkedIn seriously, I realized that people actually get notified every time someone views your profile. He used to give me odd looks when I passed him around campus, and I used to be so paranoid, thinking, oh god, he knows! He knows that I fantasize about him bending me over his desk in his office. But then I think, nah, how could he possibly know that? He must have actually been thinking, hey, there's that weird girl who used to look at my LinkedIn profile daily. He even saw me at my graduation and made a very deliberate glance at me. He definitely knows. Too long didn't read. Stalked my professor on LinkedIn without knowing that he'd be notified every time I viewed his profile. Oh my god, the comments are filled with absolutely mortified people who've just realised that everyone they've been stalking on LinkedIn knows. Today I effed up by telling my friend loudly that the guy I like could F me in the butt Posted by, lol, why am I so dumb, shaking my head. 2 months ago, I effed up. I, 19 female, was infatuated with this super cute guy, 21 male, who came in and guest lectured for one of my classes. I did some light stalking after the lecture and found out that he has a blog, and it was one of the most wholesome, funny things that I've read for a while. He's a total nerd, and I'm so into that. One time, I was studying in the library, and he took a seat near mine, so I struck up a conversation with him. And it went so great! We talked for hours, and I got no work done. Anyway, I work in a research lab on campus part-time. This past week, my PI was out on vacation, but my mentor had full access to the lab, so I was free to do my experiments unbothered. One of my close friends also works in the same lab, so we've been having a blast just hanging out in a basically empty lab. We decided to go out into the hallway just to chill for a bit and eat some snacks. One of the doors to another lab that we're standing close to was open, but we didn't think too much of it since the entire floor was really deserted. Basically, everyone was still on holiday. We were talking about this guy she's seeing when she asked me if anything new happened between me and the awkward guy who guest lectured. I told her about what happened in the library, and she started drilling me about his facial expressions and how close he was sitting to analyze if he was into me. We were saying things like, I feel like at least one time his eyes dropped down to my lips, or did he stare at you for longer than 5.7 seconds? Because if he did, it means for sure he wants to F you. It was all just for the lols. Then, me being as crass and unfiltered as I am, went and said, I'd even let him F me in the butt if he wanted to. And we both burst out into laughter. Disclaimer, I was kidding! Then, out of nowhere, I hear footsteps coming out of the open door next to me, and both me and my friend whip around to look. Lo and behold, the guy I like walks out of the door with a barely concealed shocked look on his face and says, Hey guys, you might want to keep it down a little bit. Then he effing winked at me and went back inside, but left the door open. I was so effing mortified! I didn't come back to the lab until winter break was over, hoping that the large influx of people would somehow prevent me from ever seeing him again. That didn't happen. On my first day back, I was in the break room making some toast when he walks in. Oh no! Knowing that a confrontation was probably inevitable, I thought I ought to apologise for my crass comment. But instead, I frantically looked away and focused on putting peanut butter on my toast because if I do that, he can't see me, right? That didn't happen. Instead, he came right up next to me, smiled and said, Hey OP, how's your break? I looked up awkwardly and said, It was fine. I mainly just stayed on campus and worked in the lab. He told me that he basically did the same, but went to see his family for a couple of days. He didn't bring up what happened either. Thank God! Then he asked, Is that all you're having for lunch? And I was like, yeah, I was in a rush and I forgot to pack something. Then he said, Oh, I was gonna grab something to eat at a sandwich place near us. Do you want to come with? I was like, what the F? That's smooth ever! I tried not reading into it and brushed it off as him being nice, so I said sure, and we went. Well, we ended up having a great lunch. As we were on our way back, he finally made a crack and was like, So tell me, after our lunch today, how many seconds do you think I spent staring at you? I literally just looked at him blankly with my jaw dropped before he chuckled. It has to be longer than 6 seconds at a time, right? That has to mean I like you, right? Even with my shock, I managed to laugh and make a wisecrack back at him. Well, tomorrow is our 1 month anniversary. And no, we have not done the butt stuff. He told me after a couple of weeks that although he appreciated my comment, he's not into putting his dick into buttholes. Looks like I'll be retaining my butt virginity. I managed to get a super cute, intelligent and kind boyfriend out of this whole ordeal. Today I effed up. My girlfriend of 2 years told me the music I play during sex is weird and a major turnoff. Posted by Tyler Life. A little backstory. When I, 25 male, first started having sex, I researched into ways to be better because I was a little stiff and pretty much had no idea what I was doing. I read online that you can play music and match the rhythm in order to put on a better performance. I searched lovemaking songs and slowly created a playlist in which I was comfortable matching the rhythm. There's a few songs on my playlist, however, there's this one song in particular, which actually happens to be my favourite, that my girlfriend, 20 female, hates and says turns her off in a major way. I don't understand why it's taken her 2 years to tell me that she hates that song. It's a good lovemaking song, with a good rhythm. I feel the way I effed up is I could have asked her previously if she liked the playlist or if there were any songs she'd like to change or add. But to leave me thinking for 2 years that our sex life is great, but in her eyes it's actually been ruined by my music, has left the whole situation feeling awkward, and I'm a bit annoyed. I've pretty much played this tune every single time, so the amount of time she must have not been enjoying it, when I thought the complete opposite, is annoying but also embarrassing in ways. Not to mention my previous partners. However, they never complain about the song, so maybe it's just her? It's effed up the relationship, to be honest, because sex feels awkward now. The other day, we were having sex with no music, but I was still thrusting to the tune, playing in my head. She recognized this and asked me to stop. I thought this song was perfect, and I always thrust along to the tune and feel it gives me the perfect rhythm for doing the deed. I usually bust to this song and find it devastating that she hates the song. Okay guys, so I listened to it and oh my god, I don't know how she didn't crack up laughing every time. I'll play a short snippet of it. Just wait for the squeaky balloon to drop. Basically, it's that on repeat for 3 minutes. Xanity says, no way someone could be this clueless. No way! I refuse to believe it. First, you shouldn't be playing the same song every time you bang. Second, it should never be this song. It's absurd that this was even thought of, joke or not. Today I effed up thinking my laser hair removal nurse was complimenting my butthole, posted by Tapioca Cactus. After lockdown ended in my country, there was a huge sale at my local laser hair removal clinic, so I thought, F it, I might as well. So I paid for my 10 visits and set off for the first one, a little nervous but excited for my new hairless body. Now I decided it'd be a great idea to get full Brazilian, all the way from the front to the back. Pretty normal, right? The lovely nurse came in and gave me a brief heads up and explained how it all worked. She left the room for me to strip down, then came back in and decided we were going to laser away the hair around my butthole first. All well and good, right? The instructions I'm given are lay on your right side and use your left hand to pull up your bum cheek. So here I am, lying on my side, my hand pulling up my bum while this lady sticks a laser around my butthole. Now on my left hand, I wear this gorgeous silver ring with a bright blue gem. It was handmade by my best friend's boyfriend, so it's pretty unique. The lady saw my gorgeous ring and decided to break the awkward silence by saying, "That's a cute ring you have there." And of course, I forgot I was wearing the damn ring. It just made sense in my head that this nurse was complimenting the ring of my butthole. Yeah, I know. So, still on my side, I tell her, "Thank you. It'll be a lot nicer once it's hairless, lol." Cute, awkward laugh, and then silence. Until I realized that she was not, in fact, talking about my butthole. We finished the rest of the appointment without speaking, and I dashed out of there as soon as possible. Still recovering. Oh god, the secondhand embarrassment. This must be why they make you pay for 10 sessions up front. You have 9 more appointments. You can't go back after that. Today I effed up by texting my pregnant wife that this isn't working, posted by a charming explanation. I went to work today and turned off my phone as usual. I had almost 30 missed texts and calls from my pregnant wife when I turned it back on. Most of them were asking, how could I do this? I had no clue what she was talking about. She didn't answer any of my calls back. I got home and she was packing up to leave. I'll admit it, I cried. A lot. I had no clue what was happening or what I did. Finally, it comes out that I texted her that I wanted a divorce. She showed me the text and immediately I realized what happened. This morning, a freestanding mirror for our bedroom was delivered. I texted her saying, the new mirror came in and I'm gonna try and put it together, but I may need your help later. I had trouble putting it together and eventually gave up. I texted her saying, this isn't working and at this point, I think I just need to give up. Apparently, the first text didn't go through, just the second one. So my pregnant wife panicked for hours while I was off thinking everything was great. She even called a divorce lawyer. Things are fine now, but she's still crying off and on. She told me we can laugh about it tomorrow. Edit. I usually work from home unless I need to meet with clients. I don't always tell my wife when my client meetings are because she's usually at work anyway. That's why she didn't know I was at work yesterday. I'm not allowed to have my phone on at work until my wife is at 30 weeks. If my phone goes off, I could lose my job and our health insurance. My wife has an anxiety disorder and had to stop taking her meds because of the pregnancy. That's why she had the reaction she did. Yeah, I thought that was one hell of an overreaction. Like, she called a divorce lawyer before even having a proper chat with you. Down in the comments, Busy M says, back when my wife and I first started dating, I was able to jump on the Google Voices beta testing. I was real excited about the voicemail transcription. One day, she went to a routine doctor appointment and called when she was done. I let it go to voicemail. The transcription came in quickly. I'm dying, call me. I freaked out and called her immediately. Within those few seconds, dozens of thoughts about what it could be and how we're gonna handle it raced through my head. She answered the phone and acted like nothing was wrong. I kept pressing her to tell me what happened. The message she left was, I'm done, call me. Today I effed up by disappointing a man who wanted to get laid by a maid. Posted by Hollows of Your Heart. I'm a professional house cleaner in a large city. My first house today was beautiful and pretty big, 4,000 square feet. I'd never cleaned this house before today. It's kind of interesting to clean the homes of people you've never actually met while they're not home. I never snoop, but I do learn about people just by the state of their house or whatever is out. These people seem like they really needed us. I would guess they're really busy and they don't have much time for cleaning and organising, but definitely have an active sex life, judging by the master bedroom. I love cleaning dirty houses and was amping myself up doing a mini rocking training montage warm-up and finding the perfect music to work to, Pantaria. I was sweating like 4 hours in, but I was getting this house sparkling. All I had left to clean were the floors when a man walked in. I welcomed him home and let him know I just needed to clean the floors and would be finished soon. He looked super confused and then kind of grinned and asked if I was his birthday gift. I didn't really know what he meant. Maybe his wife scheduled the service on his birthday? I just answered, maybe. Happy birthday, Mr. Hendricks. To which he looked even more confused and told me that his name wasn't Hendricks. Well, that's because his next door neighbour, my actual client, is Mr. Hendricks. I walked my happy butt into the wrong effing house and cleaned the hell out of it. And then the guy who lived there came home and thought I was a sex worker playing a role as a housekeeper, hired by his wife as a birthday present. I was so embarrassed explaining myself to this guy and my boss. The entry instructions in the app said the client wouldn't be home, but that there was a key under the mat. There was no key under the mat, but the front door was unlocked. This isn't even the first time in my life I've let myself into the wrong house, although the first time wasn't a work thing. On the plus side, the dude was so happy with how clean his house was that I finished the floors, and he paid me what my company would have charged him, plus a tip. Yeah, he was probably even more embarrassed than you. Too long didn't read. I disappointed a man who wanted to get laid by a maid. Oh my god, imagine coming home to find that someone broke into your house to clean. Today I effed up by telling my long-term girlfriend that I pay for sex. Posted by Nefera Tofi. Actually, I effed up a few weeks ago, but please bear with me. I'm only realising the intensity of it now. A little backstory. I, 26 male, and my girlfriend, 24 female, have been together for about 4 years. She's from an upper middle class family, an only child who is always taken care of. She's very financially responsible, not bratty or anything, and extremely caring. So the entire time we've been together, my financial situation wasn't the best, until now. My girlfriend knew this, but never made me feel insecure about it. She would just pay for things without making a big deal out of it. For example, if she noticed I needed something around the house, or if she saw something that she thought would make my life more comfortable, she'd just order it for me on Amazon and be low-key about it so I didn't feel like a charity case or something. She would often order food from her phone and pay for it when she came over. We're both Asian, so we'd often have a friendly fight over who pays, but she often already would have paid. Like, things would arrive and she'd have already paid for them. She never demanded any gifts from me or anything, even though I know she likes things. She'd get me really thoughtful gifts for my birthday and anniversaries, And to be honest, my gifts to her were not the best, but she'd always be thankful and happy. She was used to going to nice places, but would still be excited about going to budget places with me and be genuinely excited. Cue to now. I started a business a while ago and it's been doing really well, and now I'm financially comfortable. I like to get my girlfriend things because I can finally afford to spoil her. Little gifts every now and then. Honestly, anything she might like. I also like taking her on shopping trips. Again, she's financially smart and not very keen on high-end fashion, so it's not like she shops in luxury stores when I take her shopping. She buys a few things. Also, worth noting, anything I buy for her, she is capable of buying for herself. She has a very well-paying job, no debt because her parents paid for uni. She doesn't expect me to buy anything, but I'm happy that I'm now in a position that I can buy her things that make her happy. Now, to my today I effed up moment. I took my girlfriend shopping. She got a pair of sneakers, a dress or two, nothing over the top. On our way home, we were talking about that viral street video from Japan, where men and women said they don't consider it cheating if a man has sex with a sex worker. My girlfriend mentioned she could never pay for sex and asked me if I ever would. I jokingly said, I already do, and glanced at the shopping bags. Her smile instantly disappeared. I sensed her entire mood and vibe had changed. I felt really bad for saying that and apologized immediately because, honestly, it was a really stupid joke. She said it was fine and we moved on. Now it's been a couple of weeks since that incident and I noticed that my girlfriend hasn't used any of the things I bought her that day. Usually, she wears the things I buy her within the next few days and points out, look, I'm wearing the insert item you got me. She says it in a really cute way and seeing her happy like that makes me really happy. But she hasn't touched the sneakers or the clothes we bought together that day. They're still in their bags. And I think it's because of that stupid joke I made. I also noticed that she had some packages delivered a few days ago. Usually, she shows me what she's buying and I offered to buy it for her. She doesn't always accept my offer, but she still shows me the things she's ordering. But this time, nothing. I can't believe I messed up like this. I think I really hurt her feelings. And the bonus stupid part is that the things I buy her are a small fraction of what she owns and buys anyway. It's not like I fund her lifestyle or something like that. She spent years getting me things and never said a thing about it, and I just had to make that ill-timed joke. I don't know how to bring this up with her. I really didn't mean what I said to her, but I know she's an overthinker and probably thinks I meant it. Too long didn't read. I took my girlfriend shopping and later made a stupid joke that basically I pay for sex with her. My girlfriend hasn't used any of the things I bought for her. I feel really stupid for making that joke. Yeesh, this joke could kind of change the framing from you spoiling her because you love and appreciate her into you buying sex with her, basically calling her a prostitute. OP really should address this, otherwise it might linger in the back of her mind. Anytime he buys her anything, or they have sex, she might be thinking, does he see this as something he's bought? It could slowly kill your relationship, and you guys seem like a really cute couple. Update. A few people called my girlfriend oversensitive and boring for not taking the joke well, and some even went as far as suggesting I reconsider the relationship or breaking up. Her and I have a similar sense of humour and always banter and make jokes back and forth. This one didn't land, and it's on me. I'm not about to end things with her because she didn't like a mean joke I made at her expense. She's allowed to be upset. I'm not going to gaslight her and defend what I said by being all, but it was a joke, get over it. Some people also talked about how our relationship appears materialistic, and that's because I shared a post about the materialistic aspect of our relationship. We spend a lot of quality time together, cook, travel, we do acts of service for each other, and look after one another. Most of the things we do together are not about material things, but spending time with each other. I've also gone through the comments and agree that I need to apologise sincerely to my girlfriend. I'll talk to her once she's back this evening. I'm planning something special for her, not buying anything, as many people rightly suggested it'd be a bad idea. So I'll be showing her my appreciation with my words and actions. Update 2. I want to do something special for my girlfriend tonight before I talk to her. There's a dish from my culture that she really likes. We're both Asian, but from different countries. The dish takes 4 to 5 hours to make, so I don't make it very often. The food was almost ready by the time she came back. I honestly was really nervous because I want her to know that I didn't mean the joke and believe it because that's the truth. Anyways, she gets home and kisses me hi, smiles, and cheekily asks me what I'm cooking. Lol, she knew exactly what it was. Then she playfully asked why I cooked it today, and I said I wanted to do something nice for her. She was really excited and smiley and said she can't wait to eat it but wants to take a shower first. When she came back, I was grabbing dishes and glasses for us when I hear her say, "Look, I'm wearing the dress you got me." It was with her usual excitement and happiness, and honestly, I was so happy and relieved. It was one of the dresses we got on the day of my today I effed up incident. She obviously looked beautiful, and I told her that. I was a little confused though, but also relieved. We had our dinner together and talked about our day and laughed and just had an amazing time. She was so smiley and giggly the whole time that I was considering making this dish every week. She was so appreciative of the meal I made us and constantly complimented and kissed me. After cleanup, we were cuddling on the couch together and I told her, "I need to say something to you." I told her I was sorry about the joke I made the other day and that I didn't mean it. I told her how much I love and appreciate her and everything she's done for me and still does, and that I never want to hurt her feelings. The joke was just something I said in the moment and in no way reflects how I think or feel about her. She told me she knows I didn't mean it and that it was just a joke. She said I literally walked into that joke. Like many commenters said, she said the entire conversation kind of led to that joke. She admitted that she got a little hurt in the moment and a bit sad, but I apologized immediately, so she knew I realized it was inappropriate. She also said that it bothered her a bit later that day, but she knows I didn't mean it because our relationship is much more than just sex anyway. I was so relieved to hear that, but then I asked her why she didn't wear any of the things from that day. And to be honest, what she told me makes sense. She pointed out how it's been raining off and on for the past 2 weeks, and the sneakers are white, and she didn't want to get them dirty the first time she wore them. She does this in general, so it's not out of the ordinary. As for the dresses, at first, she didn't really have anywhere to wear them because of the weather. And then she felt bloated when she got her period, so didn't want to waste a cute outfit when she didn't feel at her best. Again, this is totally in character for her, so I believe it. But then I asked about the packages. She looked a little confused. Then she got up and got the packages. They were still unopened. She asked me to open them. They were towels and bed sheets. And we'd picked those out like a month ago together, but we're waiting for them to be on sale before ordering. She ordered them because they were finally on discount. I felt so stupid to be honest, but not as much as I felt relieved. We literally couldn't stop laughing after I saw it was towels and bed sheets. She asked me if her behaviour towards me had changed in any way in the past few weeks. It hadn't. She said I just felt guilty about the joke, and that's why I thought she was still upset. She mentioned if it had bothered her that much, I would have heard about it within 2 days of the incident. Man, I can't believe I was going through this whole internal crisis. I was so nervous and genuinely scared that she was going to dump me. And as helpful as a lot of your comments were, I was really worried about our relationship being over. The whole thing is so ridiculous, we couldn't stop laughing. She's so sweet that she tried comforting me and told me she finds it cute how worried I was about the joke, which further shows me how much she actually values me. And then she said if I still feel bad about it, she has the perfect comeback to my joke. In fact, she had it on the day of the incident, but didn't use it because she thought it'd be too mean. We were laughing about the whole thing, so I asked her what it was. She confirmed I was sure I wouldn't be upset. Obviously not. Insult me back, woman. She said, I think we both know that you're pretty much my sugar baby. We both broke out into laughter. Man, I love this woman so much. I'm so happy it's all good. And for context, her comeback is great because I do live in her house with her, which is rent and mortgage free. all of this on top of the background I gave in my original post. Anyway, I told her about this post too, and mentioned how it got hundreds of comments. She couldn't stop laughing, and saying that you're probably going to end up on one of those Reddit Minecraft videos, or a Reddit podcast TikTok. Right now, she's on a call with her parents, but once she's done, we're going to go through this post together because she wants in on the tea. In conclusion, thank you all for your insights and inputs. I appreciate it. To those who said I should break up, I really hope that if or when you have partners and something similar occurs, you're able to talk it out before ending things. Hope you all have a wonderful day ahead. I know I will. Too long didn't read. I finally talked to my girlfriend to apologise for the joke I made a few weeks ago. We're chill now. Oh, this is so cute. I'm glad they worked it out. It's all about communication, people. Today I effed up by seducing my wife after watching a documentary posted by Bloodhat. Sunday morning, a dark, rainy day. As a benevolent and graceful husband I am, I let my wife sleep in and got up early with the kids. A while later, after watching about 1 million episodes of Paw Patrol for the millionth time, I convinced the kids that we should switch it up and learn something. So, on goes the nature documentary, and we're all excited to watch grizzlies eating salmon, lions ambushing wildebeest, and so on. Good times. But, therein lies the problem. These animals were having a really good time. Aside from the ones being eaten, presumably, unless they were exceptionally kinky. They were doing it all over the place, and Sir David Attenborough's calm and clear voiceover really put the mood on it. So, after watching a bunch of salmon getting busy, and some really excitable lions going at it like 20 times in a row, the dude lions lost almost as short as me, I could sense certain urges brewing in my nether regions. Now, to be clear, it's not that I wanted to F the animals. I wasn't sitting there seeing some grim-faced salmon inseminating an entire lake of salmon ladies and wishing I could be there to F them. I don't find fish sexy, I'm not a dolphin. But seeing these animals fulfilling their life's purpose with such determination and vigour really resonated. It wasn't just me, the kids were engrossed too. But not for the same reason, I think. I hope. Channeling my inner alpha beast, overflowing with urges, I did the only logical thing. I tiptoed to the bedroom and carefully opened the door to investigate whether there was any hope of initiating mating rituals. Loud snoring and the occasional fart indicated this was not currently on the agenda for my wife. But if the salmon can stop eating for like 8 weeks, struggle up endless waterfalls just to get the chance at sexting, and then die immediately afterwards, I should be able to wait for 20 minutes, right? At least I'll give it a try. So I went back into the living room, just in time to see some jungle monkeys having a party, going at it from all sorts of angles and positions. It was like a super athletic swingers club. It sent my libido into hyperdrive. 8 minutes later, after what seemed like an eternity, my wife appeared. No time to waste. So, to romance her, I described in detail how all the kids were fed and the kitchen had been meticulously cleaned. I'd put away the dishes and wiped the countertop. I could tell by her acknowledging grunts, my seduction was working. I poured her a cup of coffee and handed her over with an awkward, lower body dominant hug. I'm also somewhat of a contortionist, at which point she uttered her first words. Of the day, not her life, she is an adult. I need some hot cream. I was ready to explode. In hindsight, I think she probably meant cream for a coffee, but my brain had already stopped listening at that point, so I can't be sure. Anyway, I executed the final steps of my master plan. I grabbed her hand in an assertive manner, proclaimed we'll go into the bedroom with immediate effect, feebly waited for her approval on step 2. She nodded in agreement, announced to the kids that they could watch whatever they wanted, as long as they didn't move out of the living room, and marched to the bedroom with tremendous haste. We got to the place where magic occasionally happens. At this point, we're both relatively aroused, and she inquired with tempered excitement what was the source of my exuberance. This is where the F-up happened. Now, I could have said a lot of different things, which would have probably worked in my favour. For example, I could have said, "You're so beautiful, I couldn't think straight." Or, "I spent the morning with our beautiful family and just love you so much." Or simply, "I'm horny." I'm pretty sure all of those would have sealed the deal, but I was in action mode, and unfortunately, my brain was suffering from limited resource allocation. So I blurted out, I saw a monkey getting it on, and it made me think of you. She seemed puzzled, so I doubled down with, I want to F like the monkeys do, in an uncharacteristic caveman-style manner. She was not amused. Mission was aborted and had to resort to plan B, which, for the record, did not involve any animals other than a snake in a chokehold. Too long, didn't read. Watched a wildlife documentary. Got turned on. Tried to seduce my wife by telling her she reminds me of a monkey. Critical failure. Resorted to stroking the snake. Today, I effed up my proposal, posted by unknown guest user. This morning, I decided to surprise my girlfriend with a proposal in bed. Not the most original or romantic approach I know. Initially, the plan was to pop the question over dinner last night, but alas, the build-up towards the big question got the better of me. However, today I woke up determined to do what needed to be done. So, there I was on one knee next to my girlfriend's side of the bed, waiting for her to open her eyes and see me holding the ring. The moment I attempted to wake her up, she groaned and rolled over, leaving me with nothing to look at but the back of her head. My heart was beating hard enough to hear. I leaned over my girlfriend and gently tapped her on the shoulder. Instead of waking up like a normal person, she hissed in her sleep like an effing vampire before elbowing me in the face. I stumbled back and dropped the ring. My girlfriend woke up in the commotion, and the first thing she saw was me bleeding from my nose. Not gonna lie, when she rushed over to comfort me, I flinched. The hissing thing she did scared the hell out of me. After all the drama died down, I managed to recover the ring without her noticing. Speaking of recover, my nose still hurts. Tonight, I'll try again. This time, I'll make sure to propose while my girlfriend is wide awake and still human. Too long, didn't read. Attempted to surprise my girlfriend with a proposal in bed. But, little did I know, getting her to wake up required blood. This is one hell of a fail, but it doesn't even come close to agreeing to open up your relationship, only to have your husband fall in love with someone new. If you want to see how this backfired so badly, click here. Otherwise, thanks for watching.